Good afternoon, students. Today we are going to discuss another important topic, that is image formation in lenses using ray diagrams. A very important topic for board examination. So earlier we have discussed the ray diagrams in case of mirrors, and the rule are almost same, but to draw the ray diagrams we have to follow some rules. So let us discuss the rules. Rule 1 is that when a ray of light which is parallel to principal axis, passes through a spherical lens, it passes through principal focus of the lens. I am repeating once again that if a ray of light which is parallel to principal axis pass through a spherical lens, then after refraction it will pass through focus. So now you write down rule 1. Write it. A ray of light which is parallel to principal axis, after refraction through a spherical lens, passes from principal focus of the lens, passes through principal focus of the lens. Now it is important to represent rule 1 with the ray diagrams. We are representing rule 1 with ray diagram. So let us draw a double convex lens or convex lens. Mark a point at the center of the lens, and as you know, this point is known as optical center. Then draw a horizontal line through the optical center of the lens, and this line is known as principal axis. Now according to first mark the points. Let this is F, this point is C. Right side also you mark the point principal focus and center of curvature. As you know, there are two principal focus because there are two spherical surfaces in a double convex lens, and two center of curvatures because there are two spherical surfaces. You can also mark them as F1, F2 and C1, C2 like this. It doesn't matter. So according to rule 1, as we have written, if a ray of light which is parallel to principal axis, suppose this is the ray of light which is parallel to principal axis, so after refraction this ray will pass through principal focus of the lens. Now we represent same rule 1 in case of concave lens. We can also show it in case of a concave lens. So draw a concave lens. This is a double concave lens. Similarly, mark a point at the center of the lens. So as you know, this point is optical center. Draw a horizontal line through optical center of a concave lens. Then mark the point principal focus and center of curvature. Now for good ray diagram, you should always make these two distances equal. It means distance between O and F and between C and F. These two distances. If O and F is 2 cm, distance between C and F is also 2 cm. Then you will always get a good ray diagram. So, and this is also a thing of a tension. Now mark these points on either side of the principal axis. This dotted line is aperture of the lens. Now as we have written, a ray of light which is parallel to principal axis. So suppose this is the ray of light. This ray of light is parallel to principal axis. But this is a concave lens. In last class, as I have discussed, this diverges the parallel rays of light. So the ray of light will pass in this way. It will diverge the ray of light. But when this ray will produce backward, it will pass through focus of the lens. This ray will pass through focus of the lens. So in this way, we have represent rule 1 with the ray diagram. Now, ray diagrams are very important. Sometimes you can get a question to represent the rules with the help of ray diagram. So this is ray diagram for rule 1. Now the second rule. These rules are very important because all ray diagrams are based on these rules. If you are able to understand it, then you are able to draw the other ray diagrams. And ray diagrams are very important. So write the second rule. Second rule is just opposite of it. Write down a ray of light which passes through principal focus of a spherical lens. A ray of light which passes through principal focus of a spherical lens becomes parallel to principal axis after refraction. So I am not going to draw another ray diagram. I will simply change the direction of arrow, but you will draw another ray diagram for rule 2. Now as we have written that, now suppose a ray of light is passing through principal focus of the lens. Suppose this is the ray which passes through principal focus. Then according to rule, this ray will parallel to principal axis after passing through the lens or after refraction through the lens. Similarly, here suppose this is the ray of light. If we extend this ray, then it will pass through focus. But due to refraction, this ray will becomes parallel to principal axis after refraction. So in this way we have represent the second rule with a ray diagram. As we have written, a ray of light which passes through principal focus of a spherical lens becomes parallel to principal axis after refraction. So if a ray of light is passing through principal focus, it becomes parallel to principal axis. See, it is true for concave lens also. Suppose this is the ray, if we extend this ray, it will pass through focus. So it will, after refraction, it becomes parallel to principal axis. Now third rule. Write the third rule. Write a ray of light passing through optical center of a lens. A ray of light passing through optical center of a lens will emerge without any deviation. So when we are discussing optical center of the lens, we also discuss this point. So now diagram for rule 3. So suppose there is a convex lens mark the point O at the center of the lens. Now if a ray of light will pass through optical center, no refraction takes place, and without any deviation it will pass straightly like this. And this rule is true for concave lens also. So represent it in case of a concave lens. Now suppose a ray of light is coming like this. So this ray will pass straight way because it is passing through optical center of the lens. So these are the three simple rules. This is a diagram for rule 3. We have represented rule 3 with ray diagram. So these are the three simple rules, and with the help of these rules you can draw all the ray diagrams. So first rule I am revising once again. The first rule, very simple. If a ray of light is parallel to principal axis, then after refraction through a spherical lens, it will pass through focus. Another second rule, if a ray of light is passing through principal focus of a spherical lens, it becomes parallel to principal axis after refraction, just opposite of first one. And rule 3, that if a ray of light passes through optical center of the lens, it will pass straightway without suffering any deviation. Now with the help of these rules, we will draw the ray diagrams. So let us start formation of image in case of a convex lens first. Image formation by convex lens. Now there are 6 important cases. It means for 6 position of the object we will draw the ray diagram. First case, when object is at infinity. Object is at infinity, it means ऑब्जेक्ट इज वेरी वेरी फार अवे फ्रॉम द लेंस. जैसे आप मान सकते हैं कि सूर्य अनंत दूरी पे, इनफाइनाइट डिस्टेंस पे, तो उसी तरह हम मान रहे हैं कि सपोज देयर इज अ ऑब्जेक्ट व्हिच इज इनफाइनाइट डिस्टेंस फ्रॉम द लेंस. सो फर्स्ट ड्रॉ अ कॉन्वेक्स लेंस. Mark a point at the center of the lens. As you know, this point is optical center and the symbol for optical center is O. Then with dotted lines you mark the aperture of the lens. Then draw a horizontal line which passes through optical center of the lens like this. Mark the point F, principal focus and center of curvature on either side of the lens. But these distances should be equal. With the help of scale, you should take care of it that these two distances should be equal. Now, first case, as we have written, the object is at infinite distance from the lens. So, what do you think? You will draw object on the principal axis? No, we are not draw the object on principal axis because object is very far away from the lens, and you should know that how many rays are required to make an image? At least 2 rays. As we have discussed earlier in case of mirror, that 2 rays are required to make an image. Actually, there are millions of light rays are coming, but for simplicity, we are taking 2 light rays to make an image. So, when object is infinite distance from the lens, we assume that the rays which are coming from the object are parallel. So, take 2 parallel light rays. So, suppose these are the 2 parallel light rays coming from far off object. Suppose these are the light rays. Here I have drawn dotted lines because the rays are coming from infinite distance. So, according to our rule, if a ray of light is parallel to principal axis, then from where it will pass after refraction? It will pass through focus. So, you see these 2 rays are parallel to this principal axis. So, after passing through the lens, these rays will pass through principal focus. So, the 2 rays are meeting at F, isn't it? The 2 rays are meeting at F. So, we will write position of image first. Position of image मतलब image कहाँ बन रहा है? Image कहाँ पे बन रहा है? तो जहाँ refraction के बाद 2 rays मिल रहा है वहीं image बनेगी. So, these 2 rays are meeting at F. So, position of image is at F, at principal focus. Then you have to write size of the image. So, what do you think? What is the size? It is a point size image, isn't it? So, point size then nature of the image. Nature means image is real or it is virtual. So you see, after diffraction the light rays are actually meeting at F. So if the rays are actually meeting at a point after diffraction, they form a real image. So image is real, and real images are always inverted. So it will be real and inverted. Real and inverted. So in this way we have drawn a ray diagram for the first case, and we have written these 3 things. You have to always write these 3 points whenever you draw a ray diagram. So where image is forming, position of image, what is the size and nature. Now next one. Now gradually we will shift the object towards the lens. So next case is when object is beyond center of curvature. When object is Second case, when object is beyond C, beyond center of curvature. So you draw another ray diagram. Just draw a convex lens again. Mark a point at its center. Draw a horizontal line through the center. That is a principal axis. So this much drawing is common in every case. Now this time you place the object beyond center of curvature. So suppose this is the object. Okay, I am marking it with another one. Suppose EB is the object. So AB is the object whose position is beyond center of curvature. Now we always take two light rays from the object. Always from the head of the object you have to take two light rays. One light ray is always parallel to principal axis. So suppose this is the first light ray which is parallel to principal axis. And according to rule, this ray will pass through focus. Take another light ray through optical center of the lens. Apply rule 3 as we have written. When a ray of light passes through optical center of the lens, it passes straight way without suffering any deviation. So take another ray of light. So these two rays, after passing through the lens, they are meeting here. So you will get a image. Okay, again written. So you will get an image here. Suppose AB represents object and A dash B dash represent image. So there will be a change here also. So what do you think where the image is forming now in this case? So position of image is between F and C. So position of image between F and C. And what do you think about the size of the image? What do you think about the size? Size is a little bit smaller than the object. Smaller than the object. So in this way we have drawn the second one. Now third case is very important when object is at C. When object is at C. So now object is at C. Third very important case. Again you have to draw a convex lens. So draw a convex lens. Mark a point O at the center of the lens again. Draw a horizontal line like this. Mark the aperture of the lens. Now mark the point principal focus and center of curvature. In this case, the distances are exactly equal. Then you will get image at C. If there is a minor difference in the distance, then you will not get your image at C. So draw an object at point C now. So let AB is the object. AB is the object at point C. Again we will take a ray of light from the object parallel to principal axis. Isn't it? So this ray will pass through focus of the lens. The line should be straight. Now take another ray through optical center of the lens. So in this way, if you will take another ray through optical center of the lens, you will see that two refracted rays are meeting at somewhere here. So image will be formed at this point. So this time you will get an image, obviously inverted image, of equal size. So very important ray diagram this one. When object is at C, you will get an image of equal size at C. So position of image will be at C and size equal to the size of object. Isn't it? Now in next case, you will shift the object between C and F, and then next, it means fourth case when object is between C and F, fifth case when object is at F, and the last case when object is between optical center and principal focus of the lens. So now rest of the two cases, it means between C and F and between O and F, you must practice it, you must learn the rule and try to draw the ray diagrams. I am just discussing the last case, that is very important, when object is between O and F. So you start drawing a convex lens again. We have lot of ray diagrams in this chapter and there is no way out. You have to practice because ray diagrams are very important topic for board exam. when object is, this is last case, that is very important case. I am going to discuss this case because this is the only case where you are getting virtual and erect image. So first draw a convex lens. Like this, mark the point C and F either side of the optical center of the spherical lens. Now this time you have to place object between optical center and principal focus. So suppose object is somewhere here, mark it as AB. So again a ray of light from the object which is parallel to principal axis, and as you know, after refraction this ray will pass through focus of the lens. Take another ray through optical center of the lens. So this ray will pass straight through the optical center of the lens. So these two refracted rays are not meeting at a point, they are diverging, but when the rays are produced backward, when we produce the rays backward, they will meet somewhere and then they will form a magnified virtual image. So virtual magnified image you will get. This is object and this A dash B dash is image. So the convex lens magnifying glass. So position of image is, you can write on the same side as that of object. Size of image is magnified and nature is virtual and erect. So this is the only case where we are getting virtual and erect image. So very important case, and must put ray diagrams in your must put arrows in your ray diagram, because board will deduct half marks if you will not put arrow in your ray diagram. So the arrow shows the direction of light ray, in which direction light ray is moving. So arrows are very important, and it is your homework to just practice all the 6 cases. Although I have not drawn today, when object is between C and F, between O and F, you must go through the rule, learn it, try to understand it. If you have doubt, you can ask and practice these 6 ray diagrams. In next class, we will learn about the image formation in concave lenses, and then the lens formula and sign convention. Okay, thank you.